Live. All right, we're trying to get this. All right, 21 Savage. Apparently, this is real news. I thought you guys was BSing me. I don't know what happened to 21 Savage, but while I'm here on the live, I could definitely look it up. All right, so finally got everything going. Finally got it going. What up, bro? Kev Mack is in the house. Make sure you go check out his platform, Kev Mack Videos. He's over here on the Instagram live. I got the YouTube live also going. And usually the YouTube live is a little bit more active with more people. I usually can get up to 150 to 200 people in the YouTube live. For whatever reason, the Instagram lives, if I'm lucky, it get up to like 50. But right now we got 25 people in the YouTube live. We got 15 people here in the Instagram live. And I'm looking up this 21 Savage while we're sitting here on the live. I came in the live to tell you that the recording of the Gangster Chronicles podcast got canceled because of the coronavirus, which is a little bit, it's kind of bizarre because we do it in a studio and it's not a whole lot of people. It's maybe like our podcast staff is maybe 5 deep. We have a camera person, we have an audio person, then we have a manager that kind of deals with the set. That's 3, and then we have is James and myself. That's 5, and then usually we have a couple of other people that working on the podcast, maybe 6 or 7. It's a small group, but I wasn't even expecting that we were gonna get canceled today, but we got canceled. So that's what happened. So I just came on here to tell you that the what you're gonna hear this week on the podcast is an interview that I did with Reggie Wright Jr. over the phone from prison. So I'm looking up here at an update on 21 Savage, and apparently you guys have more current news than I do. But it says here that he loves his fans. This was uh this was March 18th. This was today at 11:09 a.m. Um, yeah, the podcast got canceled, but I ended up doing an interview with Reggie Wright Jr. over the phone. So we got that interview over the phone, which will be part of this week's episode. So I'm just here scrolling, looking at this 21 Savage news. And earlier this morning, I guess he said everything was good, right? And everything was good. Well, let's see what's going on. I don't see anything here about 21 Savage. Let me see. So we got about 40 people in the YouTube live. We got 23 people in the Instagram live. It's going up. It's going up. Just start the Gangster Chronicles. I was gonna do an episode of the Gangster Chronicles by myself. I was just gonna do a whole show, no guests, no other co-hosts. James did it to me once, but I started thinking, oh, one of the reasons why we didn't is because apparently someone that works on our podcast staff had just got back from Italy, and Italy has a tremendous number of cases. So It says here that 21 Savage ponders whether or not he has COVID-19. So that was a couple days ago. So I'm not seeing anything here on 21 Savage. So was that just rumors, or is there some real? Did something really happen to 21 Savage? Let's see here. 21 Savage fans are concerned he has coronavirus. 21 Savage reveals he likely has coronavirus. All right. All right, we got 50 people in the YouTube live and we got 15 in the Instagram live. All right, so let's just take a few questions. I'm down to take a few questions and then I'm going to wrap it up. So and again, if we get up to 100 people in the in the YouTube live, I'm going to send a free t-shirt to the first person who asks me a question in the YouTube live. But let's just take a few questions from any of you guys and let's get this going. Media creating fear with the virus. They're trying to control the population. All right, 21 Savage just said he had symptoms. Can you interview more Asian gangsters? That comes from Javier. Is that from Javier? Oh, I didn't see the person. I mean, I interview who I have access to. I don't wake up in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening and say, I need to interview more Asian gang members. I just interview whoever hits me up, whoever I hit up. However it happens, it happens. I'm not looking for anything specific. So, unfortunately, I cannot grant that request to interview more Asians. I just interview who I make contact with. When is One Time Podcast coming out? I'm writing those interviews right now. I'm writing those shows right now. They want us to interview everybody. Hey, Kev Mack, you want to go live on Instagram? Give me a thumbs up if you want to go live on here. Peace Positive. I don't know where Kev Mack is at. I don't know if he's, chilling somewhere. Try to do another interview with that black veterano. Oh, that black that's Walter. I was thinking about that guy. He was actually real interesting. The black veterano that talks just like a cholo. Interview Clee Sloan Bone or Clee Bone Sloan. All mumble rappers should get corona. And you guys was spreading false rumors about 21 Savage, I believe, because there's nothing here about 21 Savage, except for he may have the coronavirus. We all might have the coronavirus. It's pretty prevalent. It's like any other virus. It transmits even faster. So I wouldn't be surprised. Let me find a wave cap. He looking crazy. All right, we'll wait for him. Drink Corona. It cures the flu. That's actually funny. I'm over here on my YouTube live, and the guy says, drink Corona. Hoodie Hood, what's up? Hoodie Hood from Southeast San Diego's in the house. That Mob interview was awesome earlier. Remember to ask Mob James. Oh, I'm sorry. Those little texts, they fade away pretty quickly on where you get that hat. Just at the mall. I think I got this hat at the mall. I keep a pretty cool hat collection. What happened to Colton Simpson? He wrote the book Crips. He's in prison. Ask Mob James about TC from Orchard Street. Man, we got 72 people in the YouTube live right now. And we got 25 people in the Instagram live. So it's going up. It's going up. The National Guard is patrolling Las Vegas Strip right now. You lying. Send me a photo. I want to see a photograph of the National Guard going up and down the Vegas Strip. I know they got casinos. Maybe that's what it is. They're there to protect the casinos. They're there to protect those casinos. No doubt about it. Have you read The Black Hand? I absolutely read The Black Hand, and I interviewed Chris Blatchford on the channel back in, wow, 2009. That would have been 11 years ago. So you can go check out that interview that I did many, many years ago of Chris Blatchford talking about that book and how it happened. All right, I'm sorry I didn't see any of the Instagram questions, but let me come over to Instagram. Hit me up with some questions. Hey guys, we got one of our moderators on the YouTube live. Yes, Chris Blatchford is definitely an OG. He's definitely an OG. I was thinking of tracking him down and doing an interview with Chris. And all right, we got Big Kev Mac back in the house. Let's go live with Kev Mac. We're going live with Kev Mac on the Instagram. Unfortunately, you guys on YouTube aren't going to see this, but you'll be able to hear his voice. So don't go anywhere. You'll hear him. And there he goes. What's up, man?
What up, man?
Oh, nothing much, man. I'm just over here at the lab, just doing a quick live on Instagram. I'm doing two lives at the same time.
I wonder if that's true about 21 Savage.
I don't think it's true. I just pulled up a couple articles about coronavirus. That would have been all over the news right now over here on the internet, and I haven't found anything about it. So I don't want to scare anybody into that. If you're a big fan of 21 Savage, I don't see nothing on here. I'm looking right now for any updates. All it is that he says he thinks he has the coronavirus. That's it. So what's up, man? What's good?
TMZ would have been all over it, man.
Oh yeah, TMZ. All of these websites. I'm looking at SOHH. SOHH. What is that website? That's they're a pretty known website. They just says 21 Savage gives patient fans a positive update about the coronavirus. So hopefully nothing happened to him.
Right.
So what's up? You in LA?
Yeah, I'm in LA. I'm leaving in the morning.
Damn, someone just left me a comment on the YouTube live that the National Guard is driving up and down the Vegas Strip.
It might be true. I know they closed down a lot of shit yesterday.
That's crazy. Nope, the casinos are all closed. When was the last time that happened?
Right, exactly. Casinos don't close.
Nah, they never close, man. You can go to a casino at 5 in the morning if you want to.
Right. Some of them got revolving doors.
Yeah,
They
man.
don't even have no close. Yeah, it's crazy.
So you squeezing out any interviews before you leave in the morning?
No, I got some while I was here. I got a couple. I'm working on something for Nipsey, the Slauson Boys. And I had a few people flake on me, but at the same time, I didn't follow up.
So
I just figured,
what are the Slauson Boys? Who consists of the Slauson Boys? Is that like Cuzzy Capone, Pac-Man?
I don't think Pac-Man was a Slauson Boy.
Okay.
Slauson Boys are the original group that preceded All Money In. So it would be like Nipsey, Cuzzy, maybe Baby Gooch, maybe Weed Dog. I'm not sure if Weed Dog was part of that. Rollo, Rempaw, Tiny Draws. Tiny Draws, Draws was big use other names.
Yeah.
Draws. So them the seven that I could think of offhand.
And they came together what, like 07, 08, like right when Nip was putting out Bullets Ain't Got No Name?
They came out around 05. In 05. Because he was in the first All Hood magazine with Ice-T and Coco on the cover. That's when he dropped Slauson Boys Volume 1. So about 2005.
I remember that.
Yeah.
They didn't really blow up as much as we was expecting them to.
No, it took him a while. It took him a while, and Nipsey was the only one that really came up out of his shine.
But right now, would you say Pac-Man is really putting it down musically out of all the guys from that area?
a cat named Blueface, and I'm a fan of both of them. I like their music. Um, I like both of those dudes, so I would put Pac-Man in the top three.
What about Jay Stone?
Jay Stone's nice. He got a different style. You know, it's just a little different, but he's the hardest worker out of all of them. I would get that to Jay Stone.
Yeah. Somebody on my YouTube live just said you got to throw Conrad from the Avs in there, but he been in and out.
Conrad is high. Conrad is high. What a lot of people don't know, I mentioned this on one of my lives. There's a lot of dudes from '60s that got talent that can rap, but unfortunately, some of them name is not out there and their music ain't out there. But you know, as long as you've been in this game with the videos, with the website, and all of that, writing books and what have you, it boils down to who's really hustling. Some people are motivated by either money or their passion for what they're doing, and other people they just don't take it that serious.
Yeah, and Nip was probably the most thorough grinder out of all them dudes.
Right.
I knew Nip was gonna
Right.
blow up too. I knew he was gonna. I remember when I interviewed him on the rooftop. I told my camera dude. He was like, "So who's this dude?" I said, "He's an up and coming rapper." And I remember telling him, "This dude's gonna blow up. He really is." And he said, "Nah, I don't think he's gonna blow up. There's too many rappers in LA." I'm like, "No, this dude is different from the rest of these LA rappers."
Yeah. He just, he had an advantage. I mean, in my mind, he had an advantage because he had that look similar to Snoop Dogg and he had that swag similar to Snoop Dogg. And back then was the baggy clothes era, so you could tell he was really in the streets. And he was just determined, man. He had a drive that was much bigger than most of these guys out here today.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. I remember I wanted to get him on this little project I was working on with A&E initially, and I couldn't get him on. I couldn't get him on to do it, but man, it's coming up on 1 year. 1 year in about next what about 11 days from now, huh? Was it March 30th?
31st?
31st, March 31st. Okay, so that's less than 2 weeks from now. We're coming up on the 1 year anniversary. So what's your whole feeling on the 1 year Nipsey being gone?
Man, it's just crazy because sometimes, at times, I don't even think about it. Then other times, I'll see a picture. I see pictures of him every day because people steady posting it. But every now and then, I'll see a picture and it just brings back so many memories that I really miss him. I miss him a lot. And we didn't hang out. We didn't hang out like that at the end, but like when you was coming to the office, he was coming up there every day.
Yeah.
And when we had little functions, funerals, and hood days, I was always fucking with him. But um, them days just last a lot longer than his last days to me because that was his early stages. Before he remember he didn't have no tattoos. Remember that shit?
I remember when he got that hoodster on his neck. I remember when that was brand new.
Right, right. And so I just seen him come all the way through, and I was actually one of the ones trying to put him on. And I had somebody speak on that yesterday, so that'll probably be part of the video. But people never mention Kev Mack. And I remember when you interviewed him, you asked him something about that, and he was like, "It was only right, dude. Put me in the magazine."
Yeah, yeah. I believe I had the magazine in my hand.
Yeah. But a lot of people just they rewrite history. Like the shit we doing. Uh, there's people leaving us out. Like we might be leaving some people out only because we don't know about them, but people write me out of history, and it's like, wow, do they hate me? Are they jealous of me, or was they just not around? Or are they forgetting what's going on?
Ain't no telling. Hey, but you know who's another person that we forget about? A rapper that's from your area. Nobody talks about him.
Who?
Sandman the Goose.
Who
Sandman. Sandman the Goose.
Yeah, I remember I was with Big U. We was at Bear Claw's barbershop down on Slauson. And Sandman walked in, and that's when we met him. That's when me and Big U met him. And he was asking Big U to be his manager and everything. And next thing I know, man, he had all kind of raps everywhere.
So he wasn't well known throughout the community at that time.
Maybe to no, maybe to his age group and around the area in which he lived in, but throughout the hood, the older guys, no, he wasn't.
I actually met him in Leimert Park, uh, maybe like 2 or 3 years before he got killed. I actually did a little video with him, but it was out of focus. The footage is blurry, and
I hate that.
he seemed to be like he was really. And you know what? He had already been shot before.
Yeah, by the 18th Street.
Yeah, and he was shot up real bad that time too.
Right.
And we talked about that in the interview. We talked about that him getting shot up, but I never put it out there because it was blurry. I don't know what was wrong with my camera that day. But he got killed literally. I could walk. I could walk to where he got killed from where I'm at right now, like 2 or 3 blocks away.
Damn.
Yeah, Sandman the Goose. Somebody over here on YouTube. They remember Sandman the Goose. Yep.
Yeah, I think what he got shot like 16 times or something.
Yeah, he got shot up pretty bad. I think he was sitting in his car. Somebody just pulled out a strap and shot him from the windshield, right from the front,
Yeah, right.
right in the alley, right down the street from where I'm at. That's a dangerous alley too, man. Every time I drive through there, I use that alley as a shortcut to get to Stocker sometimes. And every time I hit that alley, I think of Sandman. I know he got killed right there. So what else is up? And you also Sandman was like this. Chase just said you reach and Sandman and Nipsey had the same roots from Africa.
Yeah, right, right.
Because you don't meet too many people from Eritrea.
No.
And
But
both,
they kind of favored.
yeah, they did. They did. They did. So what's up? What else is up, man? Let the people know what to expect coming.
Like I said, I'm working on this tribute to Nipsey 1 year anniversary with his original group, Slauson and Boys. And that's pretty much it. I did an interview with Original Park Village, Tight Eyes, and Mexican Pete sister from Santana Block. And that's pretty much it.
Did Mexican Pete get killed in 87, 88?
I want to say 1991.
Oh, you know what? You're right. You're right. It was early 90s. It was early 90s. Yeah, man, that guy's been gone a long time, but his name always comes up. Mexican Pete.
Yeah. Yeah, that picture made him famous from that documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know whose name came up in one of my interviews I just did with CJ from Mob was Bullet from Santana. His name came up.
Yeah. Yeah, I met with all Bullet's family, man. Bullet seemed like he was a nice guy, man. And to me, now I'm just speaking for me. I'm not speaking, I can't speak for Santana Block. But it seemed like Bullet really wanted peace between Crips and Pyro. I think that has something to do with him using a black rag. And, I don't know. That's how I got it from the stories that I got from different people. That's how.
That's huge if that's true.
Yeah, because they had some first cousins from Ludus Park.
Yeah, because they're right there. Their communities are literally right next to each other.
Right.
So what? He got killed in what? 80 early 80s, right? 81?
78.
78.
Yeah, and that's when Santana Block officially formed.
Okay. Well, they probably the Pyrus were probably not over bartender getting killed.
Right, right.
I think bartender was 75, and
Yeah,
they still talking about that.
yeah. Porky, have you ever tried to reach out to Porky or got any information on Porky?
Porky from Kitchen?
Nah, Ludus Park.
No, I haven't had a chance to holler at him.
That's who was convicted for Bullet's death.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but according to the autopsy and all that, it was and different things that transpired. It was actually friendly fire that got him. But some people are saying that allegedly one of the Pyrus hit him in the head with a golf club, and that was the blow that actually killed him. So it's some gray area in there.
Yeah, that's I've heard of a couple of situations where they don't know. Wait, there was another one. Someone told me that died from friendly fire. Gosh, which one was that? Ah, I don't remember. I don't remember. But yeah, man. All right. Well, we'll be on the
Okay.
lookout for that. Everybody's in here tripping. Everybody. I don't know if you're reading some of these comments.
I read a racial comment and a few people saying,
You ever get some trolls that are going in on you so hard?
uh, no, I just get the average troll, either a racist or the ones that say I'm a homosexual or buster, or the ones that say they beat me up and I didn't do nothing, shit like that. But not nothing overly crazy like that.
Yeah, man. For years I never even posted pictures of my kids, but then I started putting a couple of them on Instagram and on Facebook, and now I realize why I didn't do it before.
Right, exactly. I
But it's
try not to post mine too much.
yeah, man. All right, so someone said, oh, they love the Gangster Chronicles. Fuck the trolls. I actually don't even delete any of the trolls' comments. Even the troll that put pictures of my kids on in his videos, I never even deleted any of his comments.
Yeah, I try not to, but they gonna blame me for deleting them even when I don't. So every now and then I'll block a troll, but not too often.
I've never blocked a troll. Never blocked
They
it.
just get on my. I tell myself not to worry about them, but they get up under my skin sometimes. And then like if they just making up some real bullshit, like they beat me up and all that, or I'm a bust a fag, I leave those comments. But when they really start attacking my character, those I don't go for. Cause the problem with the internet is when somebody make a comment, other people are so weak minded and have no information about you that they believe that comment. And now you get people responding and all of them agreeing with each other.
But if some of those trolls create comments to where the fans that really believe in you will start responding to those trolls as clowns, and then it creates more attention to your video, and before you know it, the views start going up. For
I
real.
always think about that sometimes, but I just don't like when they attack my character, man. Because I try to be cool with everybody, man. I'm not perfect, so I may say some things or do some things, but I don't just slander nobody like that, man. That's especially somebody we don't know. Like they can watch us, they can see us on Instagram or YouTube, so they can say something about us. We don't know who the hell they are. We don't see them. We don't know nothing about them. We don't even know what race they are. Or, we
Yeah.
might know them or we might not know them. Or they may be in another country or a little kid. We just don't know.
Somebody said Officer Alonso's epic. And for those who just came in on the live, on the YouTube live, I'm over here chatting with Kev Mack on the Instagram live. You can't see him, but you could hear him. But yeah, Officer Alonso is probably my most active troll. I don't know who. I thought it was my son for a minute. I used to think it was one of my kids.
Officer Alonso is kind of hilarious, but originally he was clowning me too, and I believe I may be wrong, but I believe he was making more than one account, and he was talking shit about me too. But I ignored him so long, and maybe I said something he liked, and then he quit trolling me, but he still has his name, Officer Alonso.
Oh, okay. I never even pay him any attention. He likes to comment, and you know what? He's kind of like a respectful troll. He might say some shit, but he don't go in on me. And he it's just funny. Someone over here is commenting on YouTube. Officer Alonso is out fighting crime on Figueroa right now. You know, I thought it was my son for a minute. I thought it was one of my sons, but then one time I saw that troll posting, and as soon as he posted, I went to go look for my son, and I saw him outside skateboarding. So I was like, all right, it ain't him, because I forgot why I thought it was him. I think my daughter said something and made me think it was him, because my kids be clowning me sometimes, but I don't know who that dude is. Oh, we got G Principal from Pacoima up in here. Oh, he thinks it's whack. He think it's whack 100. No, no, I don't think it's whack 100. I don't know. You know G Principal from Pacoima?
No.
Oh, okay. He be on here sometimes. I've been wanting to interview him for a minute, but it ain't happened yet. Are there any black Crip gangs? Oh my gosh, what kind of question is that?
Yeah, there's been a lot of Pacoimas that reached out to me. I just haven't had time to set it up, or something always happened. But I never officially had a date and a time for an interview. But several of those dudes got at me, so I'll have a Pacoima interview eventually. I'm sure because there's so many of them.
Yeah, yeah, and they got more than one side. They got the Vietnam, the Nam. Is the Nam short for Vietnam? That's my question. The Nam side.
I didn't even know that. That's new to me.
Maybe G Principal. What is the Nam? What does that mean, Nam? I always just thought it was short for Vietnam. Nam. Don't don't do it. They not 100. I think he talking to you. Don't do it. They're not 100. Yeah, G Principal just said, yeah. The Nam. I guess the Nam is short for Vietnam. And then yeah, somebody over here on YouTube just said the Vietnams. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody else said it too. Yeah.
I think that's their younger generation are their Nams. I'm not 100% sure on that. But why does Newport from '60s hate on Munchie B so much? I never even knew anything about that.
Me neither.
Never seen that. Never heard it. Don't know anything about it. But I think Munchie B has a history of the '60s as being part of his upbringing, right? Did he used to live over there when he was a kid or something?
You know what? That's been the story, and I've heard it many, many times from many, many different people. I talked to Munchie, and Munchie said all that shit ain't even true.
Oh, okay. I never asked him about it. That's a question I should have asked him in the last interview, but completely forgot about it.
Hmm. But I didn't know him and Newport or Conrad, whoever was going at it. But Munchie stay dissing neighborhood crip all the time. He does it all the time. So that's Munchie being Munchie. So that's probably why the homie is getting back at him like that.
Well, I don't. Maybe he's doing that on Twitter. I don't. I think I'm following on Instagram, but I don't really pay attention. I don't even pay attention to that stuff. We need a Center Park Blood interview. CPBs. I met a Mexican
Man,
dude from '60s at Tommy's Burger in Pasadena. I'm sure the '60s got a lot of Mexicans over the years
Not that I know of. Probably a handful, a little more than a handful.
because they used to have a Clanton over there, like what in the '80s or the late '70s.
Yeah, late 70s and early 80s. Yeah,
In fact,
could have been.
I found an old Clanton hit up over what's that school over there? They used to be by that elementary school.
Hyde Park.
Is it Hyde Park? It's like 65th,
Yeah,
is it 65th, 64th?
yeah, it's over there somewhere. Yeah, they used to be on 68th.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ain't too many Mexicans. Oh, what's up? Oh, then the Mexicans got 71st Street kind of sewed up by that McDonald's.
the F-13s. Yeah,
That whole block seems to be Mexican when I go up and down there.
right.
In fact, maybe like 20 years ago, I met this Mexican girl at Santa Monica College, and I asked her where she lived, and she said on 71st.
Fleet from Clanton did my tent in 1993. Where you from? You from 60s? I hate Florence 13 has a click in the middle of the 60s. It's not really in the middle, it's on the outskirts.
Yeah, that's way on the
It's on
edge.
Florence. Yeah,
And they only got like a very small area over there. It ain't like they got 20 blocks or 10 blocks.
right.
But all that F-13 East Coast script thing is over anyway, so nobody should be tripping on that. Now, did you ever think that would happen? The F-13s and the East Coasters?
Well, I thought it would have happened a long time ago, but once the war got bad, I never even thought they would stop.
If you go to a one of the Gangster Chronicle episodes, I think it was in May, before they even started talking, I think I spoke that into existence. I said something about the F-13s and the East Coast is got to end this. And I remember James and Reggie said, "Oh, nah, that ain't gonna happen." I was just saying they need to end it. There's ways to do it. And before I knew it, what I said that in May, and in August, September they were talking. It's crazy. We got G Principal. Ah, shoot, my phone just went dead. My phone went dead. I was going live with Kev Mack on the other phone, so I didn't get a chance to take any of your questions over here. But I'm gonna wrap it up, man. Um, Answer one or two questions over here on the YouTube live before I check out. Sorry I wasn't able to really read the comments because I was in a conversation with Kev Mack on the Instagram live. But you just realize how much Alex looks like Spike Lee. Oh man, you're the first person to ever say I look like Spike Lee. I've been told I look like a lot of other people. That's a new one, Spike Lee. Alex, are you in your garage? This is not a garage. No, I'm not in my garage. This is like I guess you could say like my man cave. Any gang courses or book references? Oh man, there's so many books, so many articles. The number one book I would tell you to read from an academic perspective would be Youth. What is it? Youth Gangs by David Brotherton. David Brotherton is the book to read about gangs. I think it's called Youth Gangs. Oh, I don't feel like getting up and pulling up the book, but David Brotherton, academic book, must read. In terms of like biographies, there's so many. Definitely read the 1993 Monster Cody book. He pretty much set the foundation for LA biographies, LA gang books. Luis Rodriguez did running, always running, I believe the same year. So read Luis Rodriguez, always running. Read Monster Cody, autobiography of a LA gang member, and that's really the foundation of LA gang books. After that, there's too many to name. But if you really want to go back, one of the first books on the street life is Down These Mean Streets by Piri Tomas. Piri Tomas. Spelled Thomas. Piri Piri Tomas. Down These Mean Streets. I think that's 1967. So I recommend that book too because I don't think there's any other autobiography of the streets prior to that B.D. Tomas book, and he wrote about Harlem. In terms of like L.A., New York, of the big cities, B.D. Tomas, definitely a must-read book, Down These Mean Streets. And B.D. Tomas, he just passed maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So, ever hear of a sicario? I don't know what you mean by ever hear of a sicario. I interviewed a former sicario in Martin Corona, so you might want to check that out. Monster Cody book. Alex, did you ask Mob OGs about Kelly Park Pyru? Kelly Park Pyru? I did not ask about Kelly Park Pyru, but I will definitely take a look into that. Man, we have 123 people up in here. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to give away a shirt because I didn't get to see who was the first one in here after 100. So I will definitely do that next time. I was in that conversation with Kev Mack on the Instagram Live. Alonso, do you own a lowrider? I don't currently own a lowrider, but I have owned a lowrider Chevy in the past. Can you interview Tiny Wrench again? Definitely. In fact, I've spoke to Tiny Wrench a couple of times about, and he's open to doing it. It's just a matter of doing it. You know, Tiny Wrench actually went to prison. He had to sit down for about 4 years, maybe. So that's how old that Tiny Wrench interview is. Can you interview Sugar Booger? Try to interview Savvy Third. I will definitely try to interview Savvy Third. I wonder if any of the trolls ask questions during these lives. Head to the Del Rios and interview Bow Wow. Are you going to do Uno from East Coast? Yes, I'm definitely going to do Uno from East Coast. I don't know when though. I should have been done Uno. I tried to do Uno years ago, but oh, there we go. We got a troll right there, but he's not really asking any questions. Can you interview any shotgun Crips? Sup, Lion? Any Inland Empire interviews or areas you're going to? Have you ever felt unsafe during an interview? Jay Capone from Shotgun. Man, I've known Jay Capone from Shotgun. Man, I met him back 15, I'd have to say about 15 years ago. I think it was '04. Interview Big Cat. You know, I actually interviewed Big Cat in 2003. That's a video I don't think I posted on YouTube. I used to have it posted on my website when I used to embed videos. Man, I interviewed Big Cat 17 years ago, y'all. I almost forgot all about that. I might pull that out and upload that on YouTube. Got to look at the quality. But yeah, I interviewed Big Cat in 2003, and he's in my Nipsey video that I did last year when everybody came together. That video went viral, almost 1 million views on that. Can you interview the Peblos? Any Hoovers? You should do a video on Ray J. You know, I have Ray J's number. I just never called him. I should give him a call. Upload the little boy and Mad Swans video. Man, we got 127 people up in here. And I'm going to check out in a little bit. Unless we can get this thing up to 200, can you interview David Mack? Delano, I remember through your website I seen my neighborhood up. Latin Soul Brother. What neighborhood was that? Appreciate your work, William Cueto. We had one super chat for $2 earlier. I appreciate that $2 super chat. Interview the 5%ers of the East Coast. Whatever happened to Project Bo interview? I interviewed him once. Oh, maybe I'll do it another one. Alex, when did you create the Street Gangs website? I created the Street Gangs website in 1995, but I didn't buy the domain name Street Gangs until 1998. So 1995 would be 25 years ago. I created the first Street Gangs website 25 years ago. That's unbelievable that I did that long ago. Interviews from Scott Park, Pyrus, and Carson, or Eastside Payne. You know what? I don't interview particular gangs. I just people. So tell me to interview people's names. Give me some people's names. I want to hear names. Give me names of people you want to see interviewed. And we'll make it happen. But you can't just say, go interview, a Hell's Angel. That's not how it happens, okay? Big Ship from Shotgun. Man, Big Ship is an OG from Shotguns. Definitely. I wonder where Big Ship is at. Do you know? I haven't seen Big Ship in years. I'm sure he's still around somewhere. If you know how to get in touch with Big Ship, let me know. We definitely should holler at Big Ship. Inland Empire gets slept on. You know what? Someone in the Inland Empire, someone from the Inland Empire, someone that lives out there should start a Inland Empire platform. I think it would be very successful. You have countless interviews to do, from San Bernardino to Riverside, all the way up to Pomona. I don't live out there, and I don't really get much enjoyment in driving an hour to go do an interview and then driving back an hour. And, that could be 4 or 5 hours out my day, and I just don't have that type of time. Can you interview Sugar Booger from Weirdos? H Crown. Well, I did go to 1200, but I did that like years ago. And I interviewed Lil Reese, and Lil Reese was, he was very respectful, and we had a great conversation. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna do this for Lil Reese. I'm gonna go do this interview with Lil Reese. But on a regular, just regular basis, I'm not driving out there. Did Reggie hate Tupac? No, absolutely not. He's a defender of Tupac. He's a Tupac and Suge Knight defender, in my view. H Crown is in North Carolina with a laughing face. I'm not sure what that's all about. We need an interview with the Rolling 50s and the Venice Shorelines. Jerry Stone Jr. Interview Charlie Hood. Okay, give me some names. And I would definitely do it. But you guys just saying interview a gang, that will never happen that way. It ain't Reggie that hates Tupac, it's Mob James. I don't think Mob James hates Tupac either. He just keeps it too real for you. David Kenner would be a great interview. David Kenner would be an amazing interview. I think. Interview Milk. I had a schedule to interview Milk, and Milk flaked on me, and I think he flaked on me twice. So The interview didn't happen, and I moved on. Interview P Nice. Oh, P Nice from Inglewood. Kenner still practices law. Hey, Jay Savage, send me a message either at info@streetgangs.com or DM me on Instagram, and let's figure out how to track down David Kenner. David Kenner ain't speaking on nothing. Well, a lot of people say that. Kenner was my lawyer in '04. Interview Bad News from Inglewood Legend Crip. Hey, Pimp Thoughts, that's a good idea. Interview Big Y. I've tried to interview Big Y a couple times. He's not interested. Send him a DM that you would love to see him on Street TV, and he'll probably respond to you and tell you that he's not doing any interviews. So, do you listen to oldies? I do listen to oldies. I love oldies. I do love oldies. Interview one of the Paysinger brothers. They were cops. I actually knew Earl. I have an interview I did with Earl Paysinger. Never posted it. I interviewed Earl. Yeah, P Nice is from. Did I say Inglewood? I meant Long Beach. I know P Nice is from Long. P Nice has been here before. He's been in this office before. I've chopped it up with P Nice. Interview Big Dragon from Scared Straight. You're Sanjay from Mumbai. Mumbai. Trayvon. Interview Trayvon. Big Dragon is doing life. Cowboy. India. Did that Bear from 8-9 interview ever drop? Get David Kenner. Yeah, I'm actually interested in a David Kenner interview because guess what? You might see David Kenner on another platform because people will believe that he's not doing any interviews, but I believe he would do an interview. You gotta believe it. Ask him why he set up Tupac. I don't believe he set up Tupac, so I would never ask him that. I don't believe David Kenner set up Tupac. How much do you squat, bro? I could squat 225. I wouldn't ask David Kenner any questions that violate attorney-client privilege. Yeah, Chris Blatchford would be great too. Damn, everybody set up. I know everybody set up Pac. David Kenner, Reggie Wright. What other people set up Pac? What other? And that's coming from the clowns. That is coming from the clowns. Ever thought of looking up with Nash Baker? Nash Baker got a cool channel. Is it called a Million Hits? I think it's called A Million Hits. A Million Hits. Yeah, let's get Chris Blatchford on here. Let's get Chris Blatchford on here. 10 sets, 10 reps, 225. NFL Combine. Even on the bench press, 225 on the bench press. I actually could bench 225 more times than some NFL players, which I find amazing. I could bench 225. I saw a list of the number of reps that some of the NFL players benched during their combine, and I was like, some of those guys, I could outbench them. I could literally outbench some of the NFL players. More strong than America, but no good for Corona. Are we ever going to see Craig Munson interview? Yes, of course. Did you try the spicy chicken sandwich from Popeyes? I actually did. I tried this chicken sandwich from Popeyes. I actually went to the Popeyes on Western and King, Western and MLK, and it was delicious actually. But then I found out how many calories that sandwich had, and I never bought it again. The Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich has way less calories. Danny Patton got murdered. I didn't get to read that one. But okay, people, I appreciate all the super chats. I appreciate all these questions and ideas for future interviews. Please send me an email or DM me. Email me at info@streetgangs.com for any of your interview ideas. If you got a contact, if you want to make an interview happen, or you can send me a DM on Instagram or a tweet on Twitter. And don't forget to check out the Gangster Chronicles podcast. Unfortunately, we didn't get to do an interview, or we didn't get to sit down in the studio and do it, but we got something coming with Reggie Wright, an interview we did with Reggie Wright Jr. over the phone. He called from prison, and hopefully that comes out.